Hello, today I'll be taking you through the CC4Teams Omnichannel client for email routing. CC4Teams stands for Contact Center for Teams. It is a Teams-based application, so that means that you can access CC4Teams anywhere that you can access Teams. So whether that's your desktop device, your laptop, or even your mobile device. Now, from within the application, over on my left-hand side, I currently have some calls and some emails waiting. So I have some calls through different queues. Now, these can be routed through to me automatically if I simply switch my present state in Teams to available, and that call will then present to me. Each individual user or each agent essentially has a different workload. So you have 100% workload set per agent. Now, the workloads are consumed by the queues. So essentially, I could set email queues to 5% and calls to 75%. So when my workload reaches 100%, that means I won't be presented any more calls or email. Now, as I said before, you simply need to switch yourself back to available. You do, however, have the ability to pick up emails and calls by selecting the pickup option. You'll be presented with the CC4Teams toaster pop-up. You'll see the name of the person if it's known. You'll see the subject. You'll also see the queue that the email has been routed through to. So by simply hitting the accept button, I have accepted that email. As I said before, my workload is up to 100%. So you can see that changing. It's reached 10%. If I accept another one, my workload will actually continue to increase. So I can actually accept all of those different ones and I can actually respond to each one individually as well. But not only that, because I haven't reached 100%, I can also then choose to also answer a call as well. So right now I'm actually handling multiple emails and multiple calls as well from within my list. So I've got my calls, I've got my emails, so I can actually talk to a particular customer, do all my different transfer options, add interaction notes, see their particular journey, so I can see where that customer has spoken to from within the contact center. I can see the date and the time, whether it was handled, what agent, and what queue that call or email has come through to. So I can see that this particular person has called through, but also has emailed through as well. And you can see the historical conversation through any one of the options. So whether you're in an email or whether you're in a call, you'll be able to see that customer's journey through the system. From within the email as well, I have the ability to cold transfer this to another agent. I can also choose to transfer this off to another queue. So if this particular call or email has come through to the wrong queue, I can send it off. But before doing that as well, I can also add some notes. So I can actually add interaction notes listed next to my emails, and that will show previous comments, which agent left that note, the date and the time. So once I initiate that transfer and send it off to the other queue, when that actually is presented to another person, the interaction notes will pop up when you do choose to answer that email. Now, to simply respond to this particular email, I just hit reply. I can also CC people, I can BCC people, you can type your messaging, you can choose your text, you can change the fonts, you can also add a particular attachment. So say you need to send the customer something, you can simply add an attachment, hit send, and that will then send that email off to that customer. And then you can wait for the response. So once they send a response back into your particular email, you'll then see that and you can choose to respond to that person. If you are done with that particular email, you just hit the X button to close it, and then you can go on to deal with your calls or start responding to different emails as well. You can see I've also got some other emails that are waiting in the queue. I can choose to answer that depending on my workload. So I'm already at 80% workload. So I've got about one call, one email. You can see the percentage it's broken up with as well if I wanted to see that a bit further. As well as that, agents can be given the ability to put themselves in and out of different queues, voice or email queues, or you can lock down that access right, so only a supervisor can do that. When dealing with any calls or emails, this will also put you into wrap-up mode as well, so you can put customizable topics for the agent to select what that email or even what that call was about. And you can choose to end that. As soon as you do end that, it can present you the next email. So that way you can choose to actually deal with those emails or those different voice calls. So that way it is a multi-system, meaning that you can manage emails and calls at the same time. So that way it will appropriately queue your different emails and calls to get them answered in a timely manner.